Hi, good evening. My name is Jessica Pigman-Hinton, and I had the privilege of playing soccer here for the University of Southern Indiana during the program's first 3 years of existence. It's ironic that I stand up here tonight that what led me to the university was the opportunity to play for, in my opinion, one of the best soccer coaches to ever coach the game. I attribute most of my success as a player and as a coach to the passion and learnings of this man. He truly makes his players students of the game. That coach was Tony Colavecchia, also being honored here tonight. Fortunately for Tony, he got a great opportunity to move up in the coaching world. But his opportunity came after I had signed my transfer papers. His move left me concerned, as this was USI's first year to field a women's soccer program. I knew there would be a ton of local talent who, like me, wasn't interested in playing too far from home. What I did know is there would be a handful of special players from out of town who would not only be interested in playing for the university, but would make a mark so big they would take the program to places one could only dream of in its first few years. It is with great honor I stand up here tonight to introduce one of those players, Amy Cope, formerly Amy Henkhaus. I had the privilege of playing with Amy for 2 years, coaching Amy as an assistant coach here at USI for a year, and coaching alongside her for several years at North High School and at the club level. Amy played for a very competitive club team named JV Marine. I once asked Amy why she chose USI when her club, team, and teammates were getting a lot of looks from bigger programs, mainly Division I schools. Amy's answer was simple. She liked what USI had to offer academically as well as athletically, which is one of the reasons why it's not surprising that Amy was a 4-time all-academic GLVC member, graduating magna cum laude. She also won the Outstanding Future Educator Award, as she recognized early on that teaching was a passion of hers and was something she wanted to do after she graduated. It was not uncommon to see her cheering on other athletes in other sports and getting involved in anything she could get her hands on campus. Anyone familiar with the sport of soccer knows how difficult it can be to gain recognition as a defender. Because Amy was such a standout on the field, this did not apply to her. She was a first-team All-American, All-GLVC, and All-Region player. Amy was a 2-year captain, and she enters into the single-season statistics even as a defender for all 4 years. We're going to overlook the fact that was mostly for yellow cards. One of Amy's favorite questions she loved to ask me was, "Don't you feel old?" She would commonly ask this whenever I hit a life milestone, like senior night, when I got engaged, or had my first child. She would also ask it in harsher times, like when we had just finished a run together, or when we realized we didn't know any of the words of the songs to the words to the songs our players were singing on a bus trip. Well, if she would ask me that question tonight, my answer would be yes, Amy. I do feel old watching you get inducted to the Hall of Fame. But even more so, I feel an extreme sense of pride and joy that there is no one more deserving today of this honor than you. From the moment I watched Amy step onto the soccer field, I knew she was an amazing competitor. I watched her give every last bit she had for her teammates. And I have watched Amy take on 6-foot Irish All-Americans and come out victorious. Her love for the game is contagious. As a player, she was able to carry teams on her shoulders and demand that her teammates always gave their best. As a coach, I have seen the love and tenderness she shows towards her players. At the same time, while she's embracing a player in her arms, she's holding them accountable and setting expectations for them even they don't realize are attainable. This is the second time Amy has entered a Hall of Fame. She was inducted to North High School's Hall of Fame after leading the program to the school's first ever semi-state run. She continues her coaching success in California with her current high school team winning back-to-back CIF championships. What is so amazing is Amy's ability to make people better. There is little question I was a better player because of my teammate Amy, and that a quarterfinal run to the NCAA tournament might have never happened without her. I was also a better coach with Amy standing by my side. She believes everyone has something to offer, and she brings out the best in everything she touches. She makes teammates, teams, classrooms, students, and players better for having known her. I believe the teachers of this world are real-life heroes. That is why I'm very proud to introduce to you tonight a former teammate, coach, friend, and one of my heroes, Hall of Fame inductee, Amy Cope.
Wow, that was really nice. I feel a camaraderie here with the fellow student athletes and inductees and coaches and families that are here cheering us on and all of this. I'm overwhelmed and super honored to be here back at this wonderful community. It hasn't been 17 years since I've been here, but it feels like it's been a long time, and it's just really, I'm just overwhelmed and honored and proud and humbled all at the same time to be here accepting this award. And I just want to say thank you to the USI Athletic Department and committee for putting this together. John Mark, it was great getting a phone call from him after quite a number of years. His accent always kind of was welcoming and comforting. So I have a few things I want to say. Jessica, wow, you always did have a way with words, and you talk about somebody who makes you want to excel and exceed and reach a high level of whatever. This is my teammate and coach and lifelong friend. I can't say thank you enough for what you just said there. That means a lot to me. Jessica was a part of the first year program here. I think I entered the second year of the USI women's soccer program, and Jessica welcomed me with open arms and was a captain that I wanted to be like if I could ever fall into shoes like that. So I'll talk more about Jessica hopefully maybe in a little bit, but I did kind of dig into some of my scrapbook a little bit, and I happened to find a sign that we like to hang when we would go on road trips, just in case we wanted to know where each other's rooms were. So I have this from my first year here. USI women's soccer. I think, Jessica, you might have made this, so I don't know. You were good at doing things like that. I want to thank so many people for this opportunity. Playing soccer came at a very young age for me. It was just a part of who I am. A group of people that are not here with me that I feel like I owe a lot of gratitude to are my older brothers and the neighborhood boys. I learned at a very young age, being one of the only girls in the neighborhood with older brothers and neighborhood boys, that you either play hard or go home. And I learned that, like I said, at a very young age, and I learned to play hard, and I didn't go home very often, not without a smile on my face or whatever competition just took place. So I want to say thank you to my brothers and the neighborhood boys for that, instilling that bit of competition in me. And I just feel like it's never, like for me, playing was never really about me. It was just a passion. It was an outlet. It was something that I just couldn't help but do. And it is because of people like Jessica, like John Mark, like the coaches that I was blessed to be under and a part of and challenged by. Those are the people that made me who I am and encouraged me to seek out the passions and the gifts that I was given. As an adult, I teach middle school Spanish right now, and again, it's a community of people coming together to acknowledge and stir up a gift that I feel like all of us, like Jessica mentioned, are born with God-given gifts and talents. And I really believe that, especially here at USI, I feel like I grew up. I was 18 when I arrived, and I don't know how old I was when I left, but I went from being a young person, a young child, yet to experience what the world had to offer. And I feel like I blossomed into a young woman that really God created me to be. And I was able to get and to glean those things because of the community here. I remember coaches, Chancellor Dugan also had an influence on me, and Coach, the Tennessee coach, Bruce. I remember. I mean, that's the thing. The basketball coaches, the softball coaches, the entire community got behind us at USI, and it's the community. It's about being a part of a team. It's about not really about being an individual, but being a part of something bigger than the team. As far as my experience at USI as a soccer player, it was a dream that I had to play soccer in college and maybe get a scholarship or just have the opportunity to play as a women's soccer player. And that 1998 season that we had, where we made it to the national tournament, I would not be standing here before you if it weren't for my teammates and weren't for my coaches. I have a few memories that I mean, they're forever ingrained in my heart. Some of the pregame ceremonies that we had as a USI women's soccer program were quite interesting. I have a quote page that each of us would read a quote on the way to the game. Locker room, we were required to do the chicken dance before every game, whether it was home or away, and a few other dances. I think little Sally Walker made it by the time I was a senior, so we did that. But competing, being a part of a team, being a part of this community has really grown me up, and I'm just very thankful. It's hard for me to accept such an honor because I feel like it's not really about me, but about the people around me that poured into my life and really encouraged me to go for it. One of the quotes that one of my teammates read along the way to the pitch, I guess, was, "Together we stand, and by ourselves we fall flat." And I really believe that quote is so true for all of us. By ourselves, at least I believe, we're nothing, but when we're a part of a community, when we acknowledge the gifts and talents in one another, when we acknowledge and stir up and challenge one another, we can accomplish great things together. I can't say thank you enough to my parents and my family and all the soccer moms and dads out there and fans that supported me along the way. I can't say thank you enough to the greater Evansville soccer community, where they encouraged me to get involved in coaching. And I now today am a high school soccer coach and a teacher, and it is my goal to make a difference in people's lives and to recognize the gifts and talents that the young people have in them. And I want to encourage all of you fellow athletes, fans of athletics, family members of people who are passionate about the sport. I want to encourage you to continue to dream as I did when I was a young girl. Continue to do your best, which I think I tried to do my very best in what I did. I want to encourage you to stir up the gifts in which God has given you and recognize those gifts and talents in the people around you. I want to give thanks to God in whom all things are possible. And I want to leave you with a quote that I believed in, without a doubt, as a player here at USI. We kind of cheered when we were on that 1998 team. Our cheer was 1, 2, 3, no doubt. And somehow we believed that. We had no doubt we were going to do great things together. But I want to encourage you with the quote that I said. And it said, this is for the current players, the previous players, wherever you are in life, whether you're a player or not, we are the stuff in which champions are made. It's a quote by Kiff Anderson. And then I want to steal a quote from Pat Summitt. Teamwork is what makes common people capable of uncommon results. I feel like we're all part of a team, part of a community, and we can continue to make a difference and produce uncommon results, as my teammates and I did when I was here. So I would say thank you all.